Hey guys, here playing HB in the new most wanted list. This is a list with Sandburg in it, made by CodeMarvelous, and I've been quite enjoying it so far. It seems like it's pretty solid. Up against Quetzal, and not sure what this means. Is this a Quetzal siphon type build? Kind of freaks me out a little bit. I guess we can play our hard ETR to HQ. And I think I want, we might get Keyhold, but I want to set up for next turn to play all three of these cards in this remote. Then we'll be able to bring up our Ash and our next gold and get our free Eve running. Wow, always be running. So is this Apocalypse? Is this, no, it doesn't really make sense for Apocalypse because you're paying 2 clicks to use that. Could be like Breakerless and she only has the Quetzal ability and ABR to go through ice. Which is kind of interesting, gives you a ton of slots for other things. But I also haven't seen it like truly be effective. I'm gonna worry about Queen's Gambit. I'm gonna worry about Queen's Gambit. I think there's not much benefit to letting him get a bunch of money right now. Next gold is actually terrible. He doesn't know that. He probably thinks it's Turing or something. So I'm running for singles. Not what we want to do. I'd like to see him getting some kind of an engine set up. Because now we're getting our clickless econ going. We're going to be able to drop and get some ice. How good is this Turing? It's 2 clicks for ABR. It's all right, actually. We'll put it down. Happy for him to take singles off R&D. If he steals it from us, then it's one we don't have to deal with in our hand. Because we don't really want to score until this Eve runs out, so we're going to wait it out for 7 more turns, or maybe 6. You can write it over like a turn early if you are really in a hurry. He could be on Vamp. That could be a thing he's doing. Wow, all the breaker bays. Kind of getting nervous about account siphon. Can we get another ice? We don't. Well, I'll just put this down. Throw out one of the breaker bays. There's no way we'll need 3 of them. He might Queen's Gambit this. We'll see. Only has 3 cards in his hand. I am really curious for what his deck is going to do. I want to see it do a cool thing. Hopefully it won't just kind of fizzle. Get the Adonis away, no problem. Right now we have money, so that's a card that makes him run and spend his money. Likewise, I want him to spend all his money because I don't want to get vamped. Well, it's kind of a lucky draw. I was prepared to use one of the archive to get our campaign back, but this is even better. So all this money is setting up for a Sandburg to show up later in the game. It's not a card you really want early. It's one you want once you have like $20. Yeah, without Wildside, I'm not really feeling the pressure from him. If he had any kind of repeatable like way to gain resources, he'd be in good shape, but he's barely drawn. Gets the hopper down. It's kind of whatever, right? There's Sandburg. I guess we'll cover R&D now. Could also cover it on the Sandburg, but I think we'll get another ice pretty soon. Or we can put Sandburg in this Adonis remote once it runs out. The Turing's decently safe. First ice. The Sandburg is allowed to die, in fact. Like, if on your scoring turn, they have to kill Sandburg first, and then they contest your remote, often that's enough to make a scoring window for you. And then you can fish out your Sandburg with the archive to play it again. Yeah, he's got to always be running, so seems alright for him, but I definitely want to res my next ice anyway. Any chance I get to get these resed pretty decent. So Quetzal breaks for free, but it won't after a while. We'll have to start paying his E3. He's on 2. The road has started, but with global food these days, actually getting 7 points out of centrals takes forever, and you don't want to do it. Oh, knife, obviously running. I like it. If you keep this under control, then it'd be good for him. Last thing he wants to do is have a ton of them be there and have like 6 subs that he has to deal with. Curious what he has for programs. If he has keyhole, that's the main thing I'm worried about. I don't want to let him repeatedly run, so I'm gonna just replace the next. And we'll wait a little longer. I could go Adonis, or I could overwrite the Eve next turn and put the beta test, put the Jackson, put the Sandburg down. But I'm actually pretty preoccupied with this R&D. We can certainly lose to keyhole. Even if he has nothing else on the board. Medium. Okay, that's still pretty good for him. Are we gonna give away this Jackson in order to get back? Yeah, let's do that. I want to see some more cards. Ooh, these are both pretty good. Which one's better? This one has 2 subs, so against his current setup, it's going to probably cost him 1 more. So I'll pay 2 more to get him to pay 1 more each time. That's fine. I think we'll actually play the other one next turn on top of it. Probably. The Sandburg might not even be that relevant if he's going to use ABR and Quetzal to go through everything. It's really only relevant against icebreakers. So you can ABR this also. I'll play the Sandburg anyway. I don't really want to pay 8 for this, so I'm going to set it out here and hope it doesn't be rezzed. It's a lot for what he can still like use ABR to go through. Yeah, I'll make him ABR it. He might get the beta test. I was hoping to put it in next turn, but he's got the right timing. When you see the Eve on 2, that's when you want to run HQ. Try to clean him out. The thing with ABR is he's going to only go once a turn. So it's not even that efficient. So gold turn, he can ABR through this. He doesn't have a way to deal with this, but he's got only the medium, so he can just tank the damage potentially. Oh, this is good. I'm going to advance broadcast it. He's got not much money, not much breaker power. I'd prefer to have the option next turn if he trashes the Jackson to archive my Dina out of the bin after I advance. Maker on the run ends, trash 1 piece of ice that was rezzed during this run. So at this point, I res the next bronze. And then it dies. It does stop the run, and then he runs again with 2 clicks left. It's not worth 2 credits to make him lose a click. Now I'll leave this here and I'll res it at a later date. The benefit of giving him 2 accesses is that if it's not an agenda on top, I'll know I've got a non-agenda card, but the Jackson's here anyway. I don't think he's going to kill Jackson. Yeah, so Run Amok just ended up being like a blackmail for $3. Which is not the worst. The art's pretty cool on it. I don't know, I think it's probably overcosted for what it does. So safe beta test is happening. Eli is happening. Yeah, it's R&D. The only threat I can see from him is the medium. I don't know if he's got Vamp, but his econ doesn't support Vamp very well. I want to archive anything out this turn. Or just play my next ice somewhere. I could cover this and make him actually pay to get in here. That's fine. He'd run the Jackson instead, but I can let him trash Jackson. And then I can let him run archives. Maybe he'll buy this. He's desperately poor. He's got no credits. He was hoping I was going to spend it here. He just bounces. Yeah, he should have credited and sure gamble before he came after this Jackson. Because had he trashed it, he would have been too bored to play a sure gamble. Where does Caprice go? What are we worried about? I think our remote's actually safe enough. I guess I'm worried about HQ shenanigans. Like, what would he have? Wanton at the right time could do something. If he were to get enough money to vamp, that would be annoying. Just double checking there's no points in there. Sometimes I forget that they're in there. But it's all good. Parasite on my next silver. Well, let's make it a big, nice silver. Oh, baby. So it's going to have +5 strength now. It's good. No parasite for you. That's going to be a very sad parasite. It's going to sit there forever. Let's still keep... I don't know. There's no point. I think there's no difference either way, whether we showed it or not. Do we fetch with archived? No, I don't think we do anything. So just click up and get this to 7. Have 30 credits in the pool. So the main weakness of next ice has always been parasite spam, just killing all of them. Now we'll make him come deal with this, which he can ABR into it. That's fine. Still costs him 2 clicks and a credit, plus the 4 to trash. And then my next silver does die, that's fine. 2, we've got the ability to bring it back to Jackson. Cool, so let's rebring Sandburg. And also we can score. It's a little bit hazardous leaving the medium here. We could take a turn to purge. Oh, the tax is real. He's coming through again, spending his last credits to deal with that. All right, so let's try to draw Sandburg again. We'll send back Sandburg, send back our Jackson, send back and archived, I think, to have even more Sandburg uses. This server should be completely safe. I'm gonna double advance here and make sure that there's no gonna be R&D shenanigans. I think our servers are all looking very strong right now. Got this Caprice, Double Ice, got the Quad Ice and R&D, which is where there's a lot of points in here, so we got to worry about R&D for sure. Go for the big Vitruvius, fetching Sandburg again, or whatever we need, right? We might want to put an Ash on R&D, or just play next silver again. Here he comes. All right, Magnet. Didn't get his chance to stop Parasite, but oh well. I want to fit a boot camp to make the Magnet better, but I think it's almost too difficult to find the influence. Oh, there's a food. Okay, let's take one Vitruvius token. That way we're going to be able to get this into safety, get our HB dollar, and still have one token for emergency usage. He spent so long dealing with Sandburg, I don't know what he can do now. He needs like more parasites, but even then, it's almost too slow. Bagat, really? I don't think that's a good install. I think that's too expensive for him. If he'd played this earlier and like consistently hit HQ, we would be in a pretty low R&D right now. But now at this stage of the game, I think it's way too late. Is there any way he can do anything? On one credit, the answer is certainly not, I would say. Yeah, there's no way he can do anything. He cannot get into R&D. Yeah, it looks real bad for him. Yeah, okay, that's fair. So Sandburg didn't really save our next silver from dying. It temporarily did, but then whenever he just killed it, it blew up. But the important thing was we installed a card for res it for 0. He spent like 5 and 3 clicks to kill it, and that happened again. And that just put him so far behind in tempo he was unable to like even think about contesting this remote. So it makes your Ash a lot better when your runner is actually having to pay a lot of clicks and money to deal with things that don't give them any points. Like he trashed a couple times. It's not worth any points to him. So I quite like the Sandburg deck. I think it makes sense to play Sandburg in this way. Having the robust campaign economy is definitely good. The danger is like late game, your centrals are full of agendas. Like look at this R&D. This is not a happy R&D, and in some scenarios, I think we'd see the runner, if he had more of an engine, just be able to like medium run 2 or 3 times and like go crazy on these. So I don't know if it beats everything, but it's certainly a reasonable way to update the kind of classic, world champion type HB list. So a world champ deck's coming out soon, as far as we can tell. Gonna be able to pimp out a lot of these cards, like full bleed Eve campaign, full bleed Ash. It's gonna be amazing. Full bleed Caprice. Good times. Thanks for watching, guys.